Okay, so this is just a quick video on the verse and the pre-chorus section of the Fall Out Boy song Love from the Other Side. Had a few questions and things about this from students, and checking out what's there on YouTube already. There's lots of covers and stuff, and I feel like they're mostly there, but there's one or two things that I personally would do differently. So at verse 1, after the intro, we're going to hold this double stop, this little dyad of the 9th fret of the G string and 8th fret of the B. And we're playing these palm muted. And the move we're going to make here from this shape is dropping just that first note down to the 7th fret, so 9 and 8, and then 9 and 7. We're palm muting here, and I'm using all down picks with my palm muting. And we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the and is where we change the shape. So if I play and count it through, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then in the next bar, what is 22 on the music shown, we play beat 1, still in this same shape here, 9 and 7, and then return back. So it's a 2-bar phrase. If I play both bars and count it through, it sounds like this. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we're going to move down. First finger is going to hit the 5th fret of the G string, and our picking here, down, up, down, to get through this pattern. If I do that slowly, down, up, down, up, and it just becomes a repeating pattern of 3 at that point. So this would be bar 23 and 24 on the music show. I'll count in 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Onto bar 25, that first finger is going to stay there on the 5th fret. Third finger comes on the 7th fret of the D string, and my pinky is going to take the high note here, 7th fret of the E string. So just strummed as a chord, it sounds like this. Really pretty sound, like A minor 9 kind of thing happening there. I'm not going to get bogged down too much in chord names, but our root note, you could think of it as being there. So third finger, first finger, pinky. And playing through bar 25 and then 26 is the same pattern again. So I'm playing down, this is the picking, down, 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 up. And then for that second half of the pattern, up, down, up. And that would repeat for bar 26. So just talking through the picking there, down, 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 up, down, up. And then repeat that, down, 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 up, down, up. Counting out the beats, these are still half beats, still quavers. So that same pattern again, but this time with the counting for the beats would be 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then bar 27 and 28, we're back to this phrase where the first finger is playing the 5th fret of the G string, just that one finger. And the picking is the same as it was for the previous time this pattern came up. Down, up, down, up, repeating in a group of 3. So just playing all through those, I'm going to do 2 bars at a time. Just playing through that whole pattern, we'd get 3, 4, 1. Second time the verse comes round, this is now bar 29, 30, we come back to this little dyad at the start here, the 9 and the 8 fret, still palm muted, but this time we're not going to drop the note down anymore, he stays where he is for the whole 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and everything else, 31, 32 here, is the same. Then we change to our 3-finger pattern, 7, 5, and the pinky up here on the high E string. Again, that's still the same. And then first finger dropping to where it was before, 5th fret. And that would cover our verse. So into the pre-chorus. Okay, so here's the pre-chorus pattern of Love from the Other Side. This is kind of the cool second guitar that's, I guess, playing a lead part, where the other guitar is playing more power chords. So We're playing mostly on the G string here. Third finger is going to start here on the 4th fret of the G. And that would be bar 37 on this music and 38. So notice that because the notes are on the same string, that first finger can stay planted down and I'm only moving my third finger, not the first. You don't have to bounce between those fingers every time. Tip for saving a bit of energy there. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on beat 2 is where we go up to that 3rd fret note. I'll play the pattern again and count it. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get into bar 39. We've got a hammer on, 2nd finger to 3rd finger from the 2nd fret, 4th fret. But we start on the and of beat 1, so it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and then we go up to the 3rd fret again. 2nd finger takes that, and then 4th on the D string back to 3. So it's 1 and 2. Is that a hammer on? You could pick that, but I believe he's doing a hammer on. So bar 40 is almost the same thing. If there's just one extra pick of the 3rd fret on the B string there. So just playing those together, play it with me. I'm going to count this in. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Would be our pattern. That whole line together, 37 through to 40, would be 2, 3, 4. And that line does actually repeat in its entirety twice before they move on to this next bit. So there's lots of layers in this, and again I've tried to pick the most interesting guitar, the one that most people would probably maybe struggle to pick out or learn. Maybe it's not out there on tab or in other videos. So this part, we've got these nice wide shapes playing from the low E string to the G string, and they're going to be sliding around. So the shapes themselves are from the 5th fret, 7th fret, then it mismatches, it goes 8 and 9, and they are the shapes we need. It's just going to move around. So the pattern itself would be just going around like that. I'll do that one more time with the counting. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So these nice shapes, you can see I'm changing fingers when they match or when they mismatch. And I'm looking at the music as I'm playing this, so I probably did it with a couple of different fingers, but as I play through those examples, I would probably go for my 2nd and 3rd for the shapes that do match their frets, 5 and 7. And when they mismatch, I'd probably feel most comfortable going 1st and 3rd finger. But with all of these fingering things, they're only ever just a recommendation based on my own, personal feelings, but you can do it whatever you want as long as it sounds good. It is good. So we've got the phrase ending here, the end of what is bar 43 into bar 44. We've got this shape: 7th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G, making this little E7 chord. So we've come out of these patterns. The last one we play here at bar 43 is the 2 7th frets, and then we're going to drop down into that shape. So from bar 41 to 44 we get this. And then that pretty much goes again, at least the first half does, where it goes through the wide patterns here: 5, 7, 9. So bar 45 and 46 are the same as we've seen. And to get out of this, one guitar is playing a B power chord here, crescendoing into the chorus. But again, the guitar that's maybe a little bit more interesting and maybe harder to figure out would be these octave patterns. So we've got 6 and 8. This is the A string and the G string. Moving up a semitone to 7 and 9. Again, moving up to 9 and 11. And then again to 10 and 12. Playing quavers and counting them would be like this: 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on that last one, we're just playing a single beat of crotchet, hitting it and sliding out. One more time: 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that is the pre-chorus for this tune. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. All right, here's the chorus part then. We're focusing on the octaves from Love from the Other Side instead of the power chords. So we're starting this octave shape and then moving it around. We're always on the A string and the G string. Some people like to play their octaves with the first and third finger. I kind of like the first and pinky, so if I do kind of switch between as I'm explaining this, forgive me, but I'm looking at the music as we go, make sure my bar numbers match up with what's on the screen. So I'm playing second and fourth fret. We're sliding that up to 7 and 9. And then to get us into the next bar, we're going to have 5 and 7. So we're going to focus on 2 bars at a time here as a pattern. We're playing quavers, which are half beats the whole time. So we're just counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For this entire chorus, the thing you got to watch out for is where the octave changes. There's a lot of changes that are on the and of the beat. Good example is in this very first bar here. So it would go 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That leads us into bar 50 for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when you're practicing this, just make sure you pay real attention, count out the beats if you need to, but change it on the and. Bar 51 and 52, we're back at the second fret. Big jump here all the way to 10. And then again, sneaking in that 7 and 9 on the and of that bar. So just counting that out, bar 51. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Into bar 52. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Just stays there, so that's the easiest one so far. Okay, on to the next part. So bar 53, again, we're at the third fret, going up 7, and we're going to change to that 6th fret on the and of beat 4 to lead us into the next bar. So I'm going to play bar 53 and 54 as a pair. Play along with me. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bar 54, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then bar 55 and 56, it sits in one place. 2nd fret and up to the 6th fret. I'm using down strums, by the way, the whole time here. Works really nicely for this kind of style. At that point, the whole chorus would go around the sequence again, back to the 2nd fret, 9th fret, and so on. So bar 57, 58, 59, 60, and then into 61, 62 are actually repeats of all the sliding patterns we've done before. But we're going to finish the chorus. If we just go from 62 here, we're going to be at the 8th fret, moving to the 9th fret. Notice I'm only giving the location of my first fingers here because the octave pattern's always the same. So when you're moving it around, it's best to just concentrate on where the first finger is and you're maintaining that shape with the others. So we're playing from the 9th fret for 3 and 4 and we're going to do this hard stop on the 7th and the 9th fret for the E octave. And then they deliver the line, Every Little Lover. There's no guitars playing at that point, and then everything comes back in. So just that end part there, bar 62 and 63 for the stop. Let's play that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And just cut it off. I'm just muting that with my palm on my picking hand. So there's the chorus. If you do want to know the power chords, I won't go through all the rhythms, but they would be an E power chord, a D over F sharp, so my first finger's at the 2nd fret here, and pinky's at 5. Then G power chord, so that just comes in, and then up to the 5th fret for an A power chord. Then we drop down to 3rd fret of the A string for a C power chord, back by a fret to the 2nd, and then it starts to go back round. They're the only power chords you need. You would notice that on the tab there, over the octave part that I've just been explaining, the power chords, the names of the power chords are written out to give you the order if you do want to play them as well. Okay, I hope that helps.